राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम् गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. Let us start our class with the prayer, the shlokas that are there in Prathama. I would like some of the students to recite it. So if you can please raise your hand, I shall call out your names and you can recite these shlokas. Indu Bhagini, can you please chant the first shloka?
Namaste Raghunandana sir, my name is Indu.
Yes.
Ajam nirvikalpam nirakaramekam niranandamanandamadvaita purnam param nirugunan nirvisheshan niriham parabrahma rupam ganesham bhajema.
Uttamam, very well recited, Indu.
Dhanyavadha.
Astu. Sandhya Bhagini, can you please read the chant the second shloka?
माला सुधा कुंभ विबोध मुद्रा विद्या विराजत करवारी जाताम अपार कारुण्य सुधांभुराशिम श्री शारदांबां प्रणतोस्मि नित्यम.
Uttamam, your good name?
You don't know your name?
My name is Dhruva.
Dhruva, okay, very good. Sudhambu Rashim. So you said Sudhambu, okay. There's no Mahaprana in the last letter. Sudhambu Rashim. Okay, that is the only place you can probably correct and practice.
Okay, Raghunandana sir.
Dhanyavadaha. Okay.
Dhanyavada.
Julius, can you please tell the next shloka?
Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum.
Uttamam, well recited. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, next Mahalakshmi Bhagini.
नमोस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः.
Jnanamaya Pradeepaha. So the letter Jna, various ways of pronunciation is seen and heard, but the exact or the correct way of pronouncing this is Jnanam. So it's not Gnana nor is it Gnana or anything else or Gnana, Jnana, etc. It is Jna, Jna. So
Jnanamaya Pradeepaha.
Yes, very good. So it's a Sanyuktaksharam of Jakara, cha cha ja ja, cha cha ja, and then Nya of the same Varga, cha cha ja ja Nya. So when you pronounce it, you should see that the tongue touches the talu, that is back of your teeth. These are the palatal letters. So cha cha ja ja Nya. So Nya. So when you pronounce it, you can observe where exactly the tongue is touching, and that will help in correcting the pronunciation. Okay. Next one, Rama Bhagini.
Namo Namaha. Shankarupena machittam pankittamabhutyaya Kinkariyasya samaya Shankaracharya masyaye.
Uttamam, dhanyavadaha. Jayam Iyer Mahodaya, can you please recite the next one?
Dhanyavadaha. Shankarupena machittam pankikritamabhutyaya.
Yeah, Shankarupena is over. You can tell the sixth one.
Next one. Okay.
Yeah.
Vivekinam mahaprajnam dhairyaudarya kshamanidhim sadha vidamapurvam tam vidyatirtha gurum bhaje.
Okay, here Dhairyau Darya. there is no Mahaprana in the, and similarly Sadabhinava, it is not Sadhabhinava. So the is Alpa Prana Akshara only. Okay. Vivekinam Mahaprajnam Dhairyau Daryakshamanidhim Sadabhinava Purvantam Vidyatirtha Gurum Bhaje would be the exact pronunciation. Please practice it. Okay. Next, yeah, KVSS Iyer, can you please read the last shloka? KVSS Iyer, if you are available, please read the last shloka. Okay. Let me call out Urmila Bhagini. Can you read the last shloka?
Okay. Is it audible?
Bharati Karuna Patram Bharati Padabhushanam Bharati Padamarudham Bharati
Tirthamashraye.
Bharati Tirthamashraye.
Uttamam.
Namaste.
Namaste, KVSG. So yeah, you can read the Subhashitam, the first Subhashitam.
Nasti vidya samo bindhu, nasti satya samam tapaha, nasti raga samam dukh, nasti tyaga samam dukh sugam.
Okay, Uttamam, please practice, please memorize these shlokas as well as the Subhashitas. We will quickly, in the same order, maybe each one of us can tell one Subhashitam, and then we should proceed. Dhruva, can you tell the next Subhashitam?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I muted you by mistake. Please unmute and speak.
Okay. Nabhaso bhushanam chandraha narinam bhushanam patihi prithivya bhushanam raja vidya sarvasya bhushanam.
Uttamam, well recited. Next, Indu Bhagini.
सुखस्यानन्तरं दुःखं दुःखस्यानन्तरं सुखं चक्रवत् परिवर्तन्ते दुःखानि च सुखानि च.
Uttamam.
धन्यवादः.
Next, Julius.
Nasti.
The fourth one.
Fourth one. Narasya Baranam Rupam Rupasya Baranam Gunaha Gunasya Baranam Jnanam Jnanasya Baranam Kshama.
Uttamam. So please focus on the Mahapranam. So Narasya Bharanam Bha. Similarly, everywhere in the Abharanam, Bha is a Mahaprana. And Jnanam, I think you recited it well. But yeah, just that the Mahaprana was not heard equally at all the places. So that's the only point that you can practice. Okay, very good. So next, Mahalakshmi Bhagini.
Videsheshu dhanam vidya व्यसनेषु धनं मतिः परलोके धनं धर्मः शीलं सर्वत्र वैधनम्.
Uttamam. Next, Urmila Bhagini. Urmila Bhagini, can you please tell the next Subhashitam? Pradoshe.
Okay. Pradoshe Deepakachandraha Prabhate Deepako Ravihi Trilokye Deepiko Dharmaha Suputra Kuladipakaha.
Okay, please note. I will read out this Subhashitam. Please pay attention and listen to it. There are a few mistakes in your chanting. प्रदोषे दीपकश्चन्द्रः प्रभाते दीपको रविः त्रैलोक्ये दीपको धर्मः सुपुत्रः कुलदीपकः. This is the exact pronunciation. Pradoshe Deepakah Chandraha, Deepakash Chandraha, Prabhate Deepako Ravihi, Trailokye Deepako Dharmaha, Suputraha Kula Deepakaha. These are the words. So please practice it well. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next, Smriti Bhagini, can you read the next one? Lalayet.
लालयेत् पञ्चवर्षाणि ताडयेत्
Dashavarsh.
दशवर्षाणि ताडयेत् प्राप्ते तु षोडशे वर्षे पुत्रं मित्रवदाचरेत्.
Uttamam. Varshani Nakara, the Murdhanya Nakara, that is Tavarga Panchamakshara. That was not heard correctly. But is sounding similar to Nakara. Varshani. So Nakara should come correctly. So for pronouncing Na, we'll have to roll up our tongue because it's a Murdhanya Akshara. Okay, it should point towards the head. The tongue should point towards our head. Na. Okay, that is the one correction that you should make. Okay, dhanyawadaha.
Thank you.
Yeah, there is one person by name SS. Can you read the next one? 8th one. Swagrihe Pujyate. Okay, next is Vishwanath Mahodaya. Can you please read the next one?
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Swagrahe pujyate murkhaha, swagrame pujyate prabhuhu, swadeshe pujyate raja, vidwan sarvatra pujyate.
Okay, well recited. So one important point is we shouldn't stress on grihe, okay, because grih is just a gunitaksharam, not a sanyuktaksharam. So swagrihe pujyate murkhaha and so on. Okay, swagrihe. So the pronunciation is very important aspect for any language because the way we pronounce, because every letter is treated as Saraswati Mata. Okay, so the way we pronounce letters should not be too harsh, or we should not give too much of pressure when we are pronouncing, say for example, Mahapranas. It's not like we shouldn't kill the letters. Okay, this is what our gurus say. It's a very fine balance in the way how much pressure you exert when the air pressure that you put on for any letter, and also how much delicately you should also pronounce it. So it is not dharmaha. So you're, by listening to it, you feel very there is some stress that is there in you that you are trying to put out. Okay, dharmaha. So it should be very much apt for the pronunciation. So I'm just taking one example and giving it. It's not just for you, Vishwanath Mahodaya. It is in general for all the students. I'm trying to convey this. In the same way, swagrihe is also, there is only for swa there is sanyuktaksharam. There is a bit of stress that you can add on, but grih is gunitaksharam, and hence there is no much stress needed for it. Okay, otherwise well recited. Dhanyawadaha. Mrudula Bhagini, okay, I think you have not connected to the audio yet. SS, can you tell the next one? Adhama Dhanamichanti. Okay, otherwise we will come back to the first in the same order. KVSS Iyer Mahodaya, can you tell the next one? Adhama Dhanamichanti. Okay, next, just Mahalakshmi Bhagini.
अधमाधनमिच्छन्ति धनमानौ तु मध्यमाः उत्तमामानमिच्छन्ति मानो हि महतां धनम्.
Okay, the same thing goes here as well. Adhama Dhanamichanti. You don't have to exert too much of pressure also, or too much of effort while pronouncing the letters. adhama dhanamichanti, dhanamanau tu madhyamaha, uttama manamichanti, manohi mahatan dhanam. So that would be apt pronunciation. Okay, we'll tell the next one. Um, okay, I think okay, it's 9 are over. Okay, the 10th one. KVSS Iyer Mahodaya, can you tell the next one? Udyamena hi siddhyanti.
उद्यमेन हि सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथैः न हि सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगाः.
Uttamam, well recited. Okay, next, Urmila Bhagini, the last one.
Okay. Vrittam tu sarvata rakshit Vrittamayini yati cha.
Vittamayati yati cha.
Vittamayati yati cha. Nashrino vittaha. Shinung vrittatastu hado. Shinung vrittatastu hato hata.
Okay, please listen carefully. There are quite a couple of mistakes in your rendition. So I will read out this subhashitam. Please listen very carefully. Vrittantu sarvatha rakshet vittamayati yati cha nakshino vittatah kshinaha vrittatastu hato hataha. So please practice, please listen to the Subhashitam audio files that are available and also the videos of the teaching. So please listen to it and please practice more diligently, Bhagini. Okay,
Okay,
by
thank you,
listening
sir.
quite a few number of times, like maybe 5 to 10 times, if you listen to it and repeat it after my rendition, so it will be helpful for you and you will be able to recite this well. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Dhanyavadaha. Dhruva, can you please read out the sutras, Varnotpatti Sthanani?
Okay. अकुह विसर्जनीयानां कण्ठः इचुयशानां तालु ऋटुरषाणां मूर्धा लितुलसानां दन्ताः उपूपद्मानीयानाम् ओष्ठौ न्यमगणनानां नासिका च एदैतोः कण्ठतालु ओदौतोः कण्ठोष्ठं वकारस्य दन्तोष्ठं जिह्वामूलीयस्य जिह्वामूलं नासिका अनुस्वारस्य.
Uttamam, very well recited, Dhruva. Can you read out these two sutras again? Upupadhvaniyanam and the next one.
उपूपध्मानीयानाम् ओष्ठौ
Very good.
न्यमगणनानां नासिका च.
Okay. Upupadhvaniyanam moshtau. In this, you missed the Mahaprana the first time when you said, but otherwise well recited. And next, this one is Nyamangananam nasika cha. Can you repeat again?
न्यमगणनानां नासिका च.
Very good. Well recited. Hope all of you are able to follow and please practice these important memorization content or memorization portions for our Prathama exam. Okay. So this is good. So all of you please do this Parayanam on a daily basis. So every day if you practice this, only then it will stay with you and you will be able to remember it and also write in the exam. So there are two things. One is exam perspective. Yes, of course, these will be asked for memorization and to write. Yes, you need to remember. Another important aspect is some of these are very much useful for the next levels of the exams as well. And the subhashitas that we have learned is very much useful for any context. So basically, if you are to give a speech, suppose say, and then you can actually remember one of the subhashitam and then you can add that or quote that and then make it more meaningful, etc. So that's the reason that we'll have to practice these and memorize these. Okay. Now I shall give you a quick information or an announcement related to the exam, and then we shall take up any of your questions, any of the doubts that you may have, and then I'll try to answer them accordingly. Okay, so let me share my presentation. Okay, hope you're able to see this slide. Are you able to see the slide?
आं महोदय।
Astu,
Yes.
धन्यवादाः.
Yes,
Yes.
Raghunandana sir.
Yes, Raghunandana sir.
Okay. So the Prathama exam portal is open, and I think I had announced this also in the previous time when we met. So for both international students as well as for Indian students, like for all the portal is open, and you need to register. You need to register for the exam. I hope you have already done, but in case someone has missed or not done yet, so this is the place where you'll have to visit, and you can visit surasaraswatisabha.org. This is the website, and once you visit there, on the right side you can see online exam portal, and then click here. So if you click this link, it will guide you to exam portal, and there you need to register with your email id, and then you need to make a payment of the exam fees, and then that is the registration process that is there. And this registration, the deadline is by next week. I think 14th or 15th of January is the deadline to register for the Prathama exam. And that's the reason, please make sure that you have registered, and so that you can take the exam in January. The last Sunday of January is the exam. Okay. So please make note of this. If you have not done so far, so please do kindly do it. So exam is on Jan 30th. Okay. And in case you have any questions, or if you face some difficulty in registering, or any conflict, etc., so please contact the technical support, and these are the numbers that you need to contact. So please make sure you contact these numbers, because this is the technical support of the Surasat Sabha exam portal. So kindly do not contact Vyoma support team, because they will not be aware of the latest developments, etc., related to Surya Saraswati Sabha organization. So if you know, just to remind you all, Vyoma, or Sanskrit from home, from where you are attending these lessons, and Surya Saraswati Sabha, which is conducting the exam. So these two are independent organizations, and hence, so you'll have to contact the right support team for the right help that you will need. So this was one of the very important announcement that I wanted to make. So if you have any questions on this also, I will take it up in a few seconds. Next is one another important announcement is related to the internal assessment, that is the final course and assessment from Vyoma, from Sanskrit from home, will be scheduled probably in the coming week, and you will have an email. You will receive an email from our support team related to the exam date. That is the internal assessment. That is the final course and assessment from Vyoma side, which will be completely objective type exam. So probably I think it will be there in the next week, or in the week after that. So the date will be finalized, and it will be communicated to you over email. So both of these are independent. So Vyoma internal exam is different. It is separate than the Surasat Sabha final exam. Okay. So the internal assessment will definitely help you as a preparatory exam for your Surasat Sabha exam. Okay. Hope these are clear. And yeah, now I shall open up for Q&A. If you have any question, you can unmute and you can ask, because there are only few number of students. It should not be a problem.
एक प्रश्नः व्योमा exams how we will get to know we will get mails or we should register?
No, there's no registration, because you have already registered for the course. If you have registered for this Prathama course, you will be receiving the email, and then that will have the information of when the exam is, and okay, let me quickly show you that as well. Just give me a minute. I shall share my screen again. Okay. Okay. So if you come to your account, that is, once you log into your account, learn.sanskritfromhome.org. Once you have logged in, and once you can see your dashboard, so in the same place you will also be able to see exams. There will be something called exams once you log into sanskritfromhome.org website. Okay, so once you click on the website exams, here in the upcoming exam section, you'll be able to see the Prathama final course and assessment or something like that. With that name, you'll be able to see the upcoming exams. So that is the place from where you can access your exam once it is available. So the information on when the exam will be available, etc., will be sent to you through email. I hope this part is clear. There's no separate registration needed for it. Yeah.
Clear. SSS exam video on, and we will write, and memory poems and all we have to write. Those two doubts I have for
Yes. Basically, for SSS exam, once the registration closes, that is probably Jan 15th is what I said, right? So once that is over, you will be given one mock exam, so which will not be corrected, etc. But you will get to know how to use the system, online exam portal, and how to answer the questions, and it will be like a practice for you. So that will be enabled once the registration closes. That's probably on after January 15th, you'll be given one mock exam. So that will help you to understand how to write, etc. So to say the pattern, how it is, it is 60-40. So 60 marks will be for your objective type, where you'll have to choose from the options that is given, and like it's a multiple choice questions that will be for 60 marks, and the remaining 40 marks is written, handwritten exam. So you'll have to write in plain sheets, and then you'll have to scan and upload that portion of the answers for the second paper. So that there will be two papers, one is objective type and one will be written. So yeah, all those details, etc., will be available once you register, and once the registration date closes, you'll be able to get all those details. Okay, so let me see if I can just show if something is there in my account. Let me check. Just give me a second. I need to enter the OTP. So. So yeah, I think so this is how it will come if you have not registered correctly, etc. Once you join, you will get this directly, like, I mean, you need to pay so much, or if when this is the registration fee. So this was based on some other thing, like when I was trying to check out whether if it is working fine, etc. So do not worry about this. Once you log in, similarly, instead of this page, you will be able to see the flashcards displayed here, mock exam, etc. Okay, and also the final exam flashcards also will be displayed probably 2-3 days before the final exam, relating to the time when the exam is there, etc. So one-stop solution for all your exam related things with respect to Sursat Sabha is to visit this page, exam.sursatsabha.org, and you'll be able to get navigated or information from there. For any other assistance, you can contact this number, or also the two numbers which I shared in my slide just a few minutes back. Okay, hope that is clear. So now coming back to the our vyoma-samskrta-pathasala course page, all the lessons have been updated, and all the videos have been uploaded to the page. So you should be able to go through all of this and complete. Okay, all the exam exercises, everything has been updated onto the portal. So you can complete all of these, practice well, and then prepare for the exam. Okay, now let us see if there are any specific questions related to the course, any of the contents that you had, any questions or any doubts. I'll be really happy to answer them.
Namaste, Mahoday.
Huh.
I just want to know if we can just discuss the Anvaya of the Subhashitani in this class. Is it possible?
Yes, definitely. So we can do that. I think we'll just, okay. Lesson 5. 1 second, maybe let us see.
Raghunandana sir.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's number
It is
19.2.
19.2.
Correct. That's right. So let us see from here. Okay, one important aspect is what is an Anvaya, how to do it, etc. I will also quickly tell about it. And then we shall go through the Anvaya of the subhashitas that are there quickly so that everyone can get benefited out of it. Yeah, before that, if there are any specific doubts or anything anyone else has, so yeah, please feel free to ask.
Raghunandana sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So for the actual exam, will it for the US time zone, will it also be on January 30th?
Yes, yes. For both for international students as well as for Indian students, it will be on the same day. But then because of the time zone difference, I think it will be there during your daytime or something like that. So,
Okay.
but that information will be available once you like maybe 3-4 days before the exam itself, so that you can know like what in your time zone, what at what time the exam will be scheduled.
Okay. And the mock test, when exactly will the mock test?
Usually for the mock test, they will give a time range, date range, like they enable it on the portal and you can access it anytime in that 3-4 days time span. So there's no hard, like I mean, it is not fixed that from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only you can access the mock test. It is not like that. Mock test can be accessible over a few days. So in your free time, you can access it. But for the final exam, it is time bound. Final exam is time bound.
Okay. Dhanyawadaha.
Okay. Sure, sure. Dhanyawadaha.
Raghunandana sir,
Yes.
in Chaturtha Patha, there was one word abhihi. What shabda and vachana is that in?
In Chaturtha Patha, is it? Can you tell the complete sentence?
Abhihi samam balikaha gayanti.
Okay, very good. Abhihi samam. Okay. So abhihi is also one of the Sarvanama Shabda. Okay. It's abhihi is along with these. Okay. That is the word. It's a Namapada only. It is a Sarvanama Shabda. For now, that much is sufficient because that Sarvanama Shabda we haven't learned in our Prathama syllabus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Raghunandana sir. Dhanyawadaha.
Dhanyawadaha. Yeah.
And also one more question. In Sanskritam, I write pretty slow, Raghunandana sir. What can I do to help it?
Okay. So okay, very good question and a very much
Though
applicable.
I know the answer, I just can't write it very quick.
I know. I got it. What can be done for that? So this is in general, whoever have learned the lipi newly or anything like that. So this could be a common problem. So the best exercise to do it is to write Devanagari script. Okay, to write, say for example, if you take Prathama textbook, start writing the lessons, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. Okay, every day on a daily basis, if you can spend for half an hour. Okay, spend 15 minutes to half an hour. Okay, and just write, read. I mean, keep one book in front of you, and then read from there. Read the sentences from there, and write it in a different book. So you need to measure your time. I mean, how much content you are able to write on a progressive manner. So first day you may be able to write 10 sentences in say 10 minutes. I'm just giving a rough estimate. Now, moving forward, like I mean, say after 3 days or 4 days, if you're practicing in a regular way, you'll be able to write 15 sentences in the same 10 minutes. So that is the only way you can improvise your speed of writing, for that matter, any language, not just Sanskritam. Anything, if your writing is slow, this is the way you can improvise it.
Okay, Raghunandana sir. Thank you. Dhanyawadaha.
Sure. Yes.
Raghunandana sir, I have one question.
Yes.
How do you identify the difference between Tavarga na and Tavarga na?
That's what it is based on the place of origin. Is that your question? Like, I mean, how to pronounce it is the question, or how to identify where?
How to identify where? Like, if there is a word given with a na in Tavarga, then how do you identify it is in Tavarga?
Okay. So for example, Ramena. and bhimena. Is that your question? Like in such words, how to know whether it is nakara or nakara?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, let me try to write something and let's see. Okay, so usually, okay, this also had discussed in one of the lessons. Okay, it's probably in Napumsakalinga Shabdas. There was one Vastrani, etc., and then one slide gave that information of how it is. So usually, whenever there is rakara, that is repha, or shakara, okay, if these two words, these two letters are there in the word, in most of the cases, if these two letters are there in the word, then in the Tritiya Bhakti, in the Pullinga Shabdas, instead of na will basically change to na. Okay, that is the rule. That is a grammar rule. So Ramena, Ra is there. So hence Nakara will change to Nakara, na. Bhimena, Bhima, there is no word. Either Ra is also not there, nor Sha is there. And hence it is Bhimena. Okay, that's how
Oh,
you can remember at this point.
okay. So is this applicable for all words in
Yes,
Sanskritam?
yes,
Okay.
all the words. So
Okay.
where
Dhanyavadaha.
of nakara, in place of na, you will get na. If the word has ra and sha, along with there is some more clause to it. Like I mean, after ra or sha, only these letters can be followed, etc. There are multiple rules added to it, but this is a general rule that you can know. Most of the cases, this will be the case.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha. Thank
Sure,
you.
sure. Okay. So let us.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Could just scroll your screen. There is a small question I had on Subhashitam too just now. If you could just scroll
Sure.
down.
I shall be discussing the yeah, you can ask your question. I shall be discussing the Anvaya as well. So I'm just opening that. Yes.
So
Yes.
just the third line, first word, Prithivya Bhushanam Raja.
Right.
Because Prithivya and Bhushanam are separated as two words, will it be Prithivyaha Bhushanam?
That is right. Prithivyaha Bhushanam only. Prithivya, because there is a sandhi, which is the Visarga Lopa Sandhi in this case. We haven't learned Visarga Sandhi in our Prathama syllabus. So it is Prithivyaha Bhushanam only. But when you tell it together, you can say it as Prithivya Bhushanam Raja. That is right.
Okay. Because I saw everything else in Shashti, so I had this. Thank you.
Okay. Sure. No problem.
Namaste.
Yes, KVSSI Mahodaya.
Yeah, I have registered for the examination. I am following the recordings strictly. That's what I am studying.
Yes.
Is there also an e-book from Sura Saraswati?
Yes. If you have registered on the portal, from the portal itself, you can download the ebook from the exam.surasabha.org. Once you have registered, paid the exam fees, etc., you can download the ebook.
I was trying to any link is there for that?
There's no link. You need to log into the portal only. Okay, you need to log into the portal, and then once you have logged in, from there you will be able to on the top right you can see the menu, and then from there it will be there. Download the textbook. So once you have logged into this portal, you will be able to get that. In case you have some problem accessing it, you can contact this number.
Okay.
Sure.
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
In the avatars, the Dashavatars, the ninth one is mentioned as Buddha.
Right.
But actually, isn't it Balarama?
So this one is, I mean, this information, okay, in that way to say, the Dashavataras is also one of the subjects, like which is which has lot of controversies, in the sense like whom to be considered as the avatar of Krishna, etc. I mean, avatar of Vishnu. In general, there are two opinions. One is Krishna and Balarama are the avatars, and then in such case, the Buddha is not mentioned. But in some of the literature, it is Buddha which is being there, and that is and Balarama is excluded. So, but there's no one answer to it. to say, okay, it is right or wrong. There's no such answer to it. So, and one thing to note is that this Buddha is not the Gautama Buddha who originated Buddhism, etc. So it's a different avatara, is what people say. So as per the textbook, whatever is there, you'll have to learn and answer that in the exam. Okay. So, but yeah,
Okay.
both these are kind of accepted.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so for this, I shall share my screen. I think this PDF is also available on the portal itself, but I couldn't locate it quickly. So yeah, so this has the Anvaya, which has been posted already. So we will go through it. So first thing is to note the Anvaya. What is that? What is the meaning of Anvaya? Is prose order. So in general, the subhashitas or the poems in Sanskritam will be in a particular chandas, and hence the words will be arranged in a different order to suit the chandas requirements. So in that case, what will happen? The kriya pada will not be at the end of the sentence in general. So the main intention of creating this prose order is to arrange these words. Of course, in Sanskritam, the order of the words doesn't matter to get the meaning of it. Okay, but otherwise also for our easy understanding, we place the kartru padam at the beginning, then the karma pada and all the visheshanas, etc., according to their near their corresponding words, and the kriya padam towards the end of the sentence. So this is called prose order, and that is the anvaya. So nasti vidyasamo bandhuhu nasti satyasamam tapaha. If you consider these as the sentences, nasti is the kriya padam. So what we are doing, vidyasamaha bandhuhu nasti. We are just reordering the same so that we can get the kriya padam towards the end. So that is the intention of the anvaya. Okay. Now let us go through the anvaya of each of these, and it will be much clear and it's easier to understand the subhashitas. Okay. The first one, vidyasamaha bandhuhu nasti, satyasamam tapaha nasti, ragasamam dukham nasti, tyagasamam sukham nasti. So this is the anvaya for the first subhashita. In the same way, for all the remaining subhashitas, it's the same order in which we will be doing it. So nabhaso bhushanam chandraha. So for in some of the subhashitas, we don't have a kriya padam. So in such cases, we can add an optional kriya pada, asti, bhavati, vartate, etc. Any of these we can make use of. Chandraha nabhasaha bhushanam asti. If you add asti here, there's no problem. Okay, that is in brackets you can put it as asti. Patihi narinam bhushanam, raja prithivyaha bhushanam, and then vidya sarvasya bhushanam. So Vishwanath Mahodaya, you can see here, Prithivyaha Bhushanam is what we have written in Anvaya. So it's Shishti Vibhakti only, Prithivyaha. Okay. In the same way, if we go to the next one, so here you can see Bhavati is added as a Kriyapada. Though it is Dukkham Bhavati, Dukkham Asti, Dukkham Vartate, anything you can add. Okay, the common Kriyapadas. Sukhasya anantaram dukkham. So this is straightforward. Sukhasya anantaram dukkham bhavati. Dukkhasya anantaram sukham bhavati. Dukkhani sukhani cha chakravat parivartante. Parivartante is the kriya padam, and we have added it to the end. Same way, narasya abharanam rupam. Rupam narasya abharanam asti. You can add a kriya padam asti. Gunaha rupasya abharanam bhavati. Jnanam gunasya abharanam bhavati, and then kshama jnanasya abharanam bhavati. So here narasya rupam abharanam, you can also tell it that way. It's not wrong to say narasya rupam abharanam bhavati. It's not wrong. So rupam kasya abharanam rupam narasya abharanam. So this is a more formal way of writing it. Next, similarly, Videsheshu vidya dhanam bhavati, vyasaneshu matihi dhanam bhavati, paraloke dharmaha dhanam bhavati, sheelam vai sarvatra vai sheelam dhanam bhavati. So Bhavati is the Kriya Pada that we are assuming and we are adding towards the end of each sentence. The sixth one, Chandraha Pradoshe Deepakaha Bhavati. Again, here also you can add Bhavati. Ravihi Prabhate Deepakaha Bhavati. Then Dharmaha Trailokye Deepakaha Bhavati. Suputraha Kula Deepakaha Bhavati Asti. You can add. Next, similarly, the same way, here, Putram Panchavarshani Lalayet. Dashavarshani Tadayet. Shodashe Varshe Prapte Mitravat Acharet. So that will be the Anmaya for this Subhashitam. Next one again, Murkha Swagrihe Pujyate. Then Prabhu Swagrame Pujyate. Raja Swadeshe Pujyate. Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. So it's quite straightforward. Here also it's the same way. Adhamaha Dhanam Ichanti. Dhanamanau tu Madhyamaha Dhanamanau Ichanti. Ichanti is, you can, though it is not there as part of this pada, the second quarter, you can actually take that from the previous one. Then Uttamaha Manam Ichanti. Manam Manaha hi Mahatam Dhanam Bhavati. Okay. Similarly, Udyamena hi Siddhanti for this. Karyani Udyamena hi Siddhanti Manorathaihi na, or na Manorathaihi. That you can just reorder na Manorathaihi or Manorathaihi na, both of them are correct. Suptasya Simhasya Mukhe Mrigaha na Pravishanti. So that is the Pravishanti is the Kriya Padam of the second half, and hence that will be used at the end. And the last one, Vrittam tu Sarvatha Rakshet. Vittam ayati yaticha. It's the same thing. There's no change in the first line. Vittataha kshinaha na kshinaha. Okay, there's just a bit of reorder. Vrittataha hataha tu hataha. Tu is not there, but we are adding that tu. Sorry, it's here only. Vrittataha tu hataha hataha. Okay, vrittataha hataha tu hataha eva. So this is how we can understand the Anvaya of these Subhashitas. But the prime intention, why should we write the Anvaya, is what you should know. Like, what is the requirement? Why are we doing it? That is more important to understand. Okay, so I shall also show in the slides itself. One second, there was one slide. I think it was after 19th. Maybe it's in the 20th lesson, I think. Solve exercises. Okay, so in the one slide I have given what are all the things that we usually do for the Subhashitas. So that is like there are three levels in which we'll have to understand the shlokas. One is at a memorization level. First is to memorize the Subhashitas or the shlokas. Then the first thing that we do is Padacheda. Padacheda is to divide or split any of the sandhis that may be there in that shloka, and then we do the Anvaya, and then we do Padapadartha in the Anvaya order. So the word by word meaning, and then the Bhavartha. So these are the different levels in which we will be able to understand the shlokas. Okay, so I think it's let me see if I can see that presentation where it is. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm just opening that particular slide. Okay. In the meantime, if anyone else has any other question, please feel free to ask your questions. I shall bring up that slide.
Raghunandana sir, I have one question. Uh, where exactly is the mock test located? The
In the same exam portal. So you need to just log into the exam portal. Maybe it will be enabled after 15th of January. Okay. So if you just log in, once you are inside, you will be able to see the flashcards which say mock exam is available, etc.
okay, and where is the portal? Where is the portal for the?
The portal, as I mentioned, right? Okay, let me share my screen again, and then I'll show it to you again. So the one-stop solution for all your exam related questions, etc., right? You'll have to visit this only, exam.surasarasabha.org. So how to reach there is this. If you come to surasarasabha.org, here online exam portal will be mentioned, and you need to just click here. This is the only place for your final exam, for your mock exam, for your for downloading the soft copy of the book, etc. Everything is this only one link.
Okay,
Okay.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः.
Shall I ask?
Yes, please.
Actually, only today I am joining this session. So far, like last 2 months, I was watching the recorded videos only.
Yes.
I just now realized I missed. I was thinking the same thing is being broadcasted here. So I missed a lot. I want to improve my pronunciation and all. So is these recorded current 2 months recorded session will be shared?
Everything is available on the portal only.
Portal like last time recorded videos only there, right?
Yeah, correct. This one is an interactive session which is done once in a month. So for any doubt clarification, etc., it's kind of a contact class kind of a session. So it's mostly to answer all your questions that you may have.
And just the pronunciation improvement is like I want to know sh, sh, and
Yeah,
all.
sure.
Because Mahapranas, even I try to stress and read out. It's always I stress and read out, but the flow what you have, right? How to acquire that flow?
It's just with practice. Just with practice, I would say. A very important thing that you should also note is that basically you should keep practicing. That's it. So one thing is, as I said, you shouldn't put too much of effort in saying the letters also. There's one very good analogy that is being given. Have you seen how a cat carries actually its kitten? So it holds by its I mean it basically holds from its mouth and carries it. But we may think, okay, it may be hurting that kitten actually, but it's not the case, right? So it will hold it with such a at a delicate level that it should not also fall, and also it should not hurt its young one. So that's the way we'll also have to pronounce the letters. We shouldn't kill the letters, nor it should not be like that we haven't uttered the letters. So that is something which you can find out, that fine balance of pronouncing these letters. One another example, if you want, I can give is, it's more related to the breath control, I would say. Okay, suppose say this again, some just like an analogy, I'm just sharing it, which one of my teachers had shared, but in a different context, not with respect to pronouncing Sanskritam letters, but I'm trying to extend that here. You have a cup of juice, and then you have a straw in it. So now the how much with what force you pull in, okay, or with what force you actually sip the juice, is like you will be doing it with a constant or whatever is accurate. You will not do suddenly. I mean, you will get a lot of juice in your mouth. So, or you will not, it's not that you will not give any effort in drinking the juice or sipping it. So it's a fine balance. The same way is also for the pronunciation of the letters. So that's what I would like to tell. Okay, so I think, yeah, this one, this I found this slide. I will just present it. So I think that should be helpful for you to understand the various levels at which we actually do this. Um, Let me know once you are able to see my screen. I'm resharing my content. Yeah, able to see this?
Yes, Raghunandana sir.
Yes. Okay, very good. So this is just as an example for one of the subhashitam I have shown. So basically, what are the different levels? I just said it. So first is the padacheda. So for example, here, this is the subhashitam, sukhasya anantaram dukkham, etc. First is the padacheda. So sukhasya anantaram. So you split all the words of the sandhi, etc. That is the padacheda. Okay. Dukkham, dukkhasya anantaram sukham chakravat parivartante dukkhani cha sukhani cha. You just split all the words. So that is the first step. That is padacheda. Okay. Once you have the padacheda, you do the prose order. Sukhasya anantaram dukkham bhavati. Because now you know the composite words. What are all words are there? Now you know sukhasya anantaram dukkham bhavati. You add the kriya pada as and when needed, if it is not there in the original subhashitam or the shloka. After that, you do the pada padartha. Sukhasya. What is the meaning of sukhasya? Of happiness. Anantaram, immediately after. Dukkham, sorrow. Dukkhasya, of sorrow, etc. So you write the meaning of each of these words in the same order of the anvaya. Okay, pada padartha in the anvaya order. Next, after this is the final thing, which is the bhavartha or the meaning. So at this level, we write the bhavartha or the meaning in English or in our mother tongue. But in our next levels, we'll also write the bhavartha in Sanskritam and then explain it further in our mother tongue. So this for our understanding. So these are the 4 steps in which we'll have to analyze any subhashitam or any shloka that is there. So, but though in the exam they would ask for anvayanusaram, anvaya and then bhavartha. Only these 2 things are being asked in the exam. So to kind of make a notes in all these aspects, padacheda, anvaya, padapadartha, and bhavartha will definitely be helpful for you to improve and learn a lot related to the subhashitas. Okay, you can just make a note of this, or if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. But I think this is available on the portal also in one of the slides. I don't know exactly in which slide number, but I'm just searching for it. Let me see. I shall check that and I will update you. But it should be available in one of the lessons only. It's probably there in 20.3 maybe. Let's see. Okay, it's not in that.
It's 20.1, sir.
Okay. No, but the exact slide which I'm showing, is that present in that? That was I was looking for.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. So I should, but yeah, please make a note of this slide, whatever I'm sharing now currently. Okay. Sure. Okay. Other than that, any other questions that any one of you have?
Sir, whether we will get mock test notice or we may forget the same.
Sorry.
Mock test के लिए भी whether we will be getting an email reminding
No.
us.
There will be no email for the mock test conducted by the Sabha. So what you will have to do is after 15th January, you will have to just log into the same portal, exam portal, and you will be able to see the flashcards related to the mock test.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. For the final exam from our end, that is from vyoma-samskrta-pathasala, you will be receiving an email for the final course and assessment. Okay. So that will be completely 100 marks. It will be object object oriented, basically objective based, sorry, not object oriented, Shimita. So it's mostly the multiple choice questions that will be there for the 100 marks from Vyoma side. So that will give a very good understanding and practice for your final exam as well.
The mock exam is the pattern will be exactly for the like exam, the actual exam,
right.
is it?
That's right. The mock exam that is being given by the Sabha will exactly be the same way how the final exam will be conducted. So online, how it will be, like, how to face the exam, all the things will be exactly the same. So it is just like a practice before the final exam for you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Raghunandana sir, the mock test, will it for the mock test, will we be corrected on it, like given marks?
No,
Okay.
there's no correction for the mock test. So it is just for you to understand how the system works and how you should be writing the final exam.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha.
Raghunandana sir,
Yes, Dhruva.
in the beginning of the book, like on the cover, like on the back side of the cover, there is ekatma stotram.
Right. Yeah.
Do we have to learn that?
No,
Learn these slokas?
that is not.
And in the back of the book, there is Mangala Shamsanam. Do we have to
Yes,
learn that?
that's also not part of the syllabus. So it is just on the book they have printed it just for your information, additional information. But whatever is there in the index and whatever is there in the contents of the book, actual book, only those will be asked in the exam.
One more question. If they ask a question, for example, Bharadwaja, how do I know if I have to write Bharadwaja or Bharadwaja?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. But okay, from English to write in Sanskritam, basically, right? So the mostly what is there, like what is the most common word, that is what you will have to write. But say, for example, for the exact question you asked, Bharadwaja is also correct, Bharadwaja is also correct. So Bharadwaja is the name of the rishi, so we'll keep it with Bharadwaja. Okay, yeah,
Dhanyavadaha.
sure, dhanyawadaha. Okay. Any other questions, Shalini, Smriti Bhagini, or Mahalakshmi Bhagini? Any questions you have, or Julius Mahodaya, any questions?
Just one question on Vyoma exams. There also, should we memorize the slokas and the subhasitams? Memorization.
Correct.
Is it required for the objective type also?
Yes, memorization will be required.
That is only difficult for us elders.
No.
Children's it's easy.
That's a misconception, I would say, because even elders in the previous batch, also in the batch one, I know there used to be people like who had crossed even 70 years of age, and they were able to also memorize it. So it's mostly the focused attention that you pay, and then the practice that will help you to memorize it. So because, see, for example, Sukhasyanantaram Dukkham, if you know the Subhashitam, I may be giving a question based on this only as a, say, as match the following or as a fill in the blanks, etc. So Sukhasyanantaram dash, if I ask, so you can remember from the prose order, you can remember from the meaning of the Subhashitam that, okay, it should be Dukkham. But suppose, say, not just this Subhashitam, maybe some other Subhashitam. So it should be in the same order. So that's the reason you will have to memorize shlokas and Subhashitas. Okay, hope that answers. Yeah.
Raghunandana sir, just one last question. For the Prarthana shlokas, will we learn the prose order for that?
No. For Prathama exam point of view, it is not needed, because they ask only write the Prarthana shloka along with its meaning. Complete the Prarthana shloka with the meaning. So that's what they will ask. So if you just know the meaning, that is more than sufficient.
Okay, and the Ekadasha Rudraha, will we learn?
No need to know the names of the 11 Rudras.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha.
Sure. Dhanyavadaha. Okay. So just a few tips for your exam, I would say. So remember all these shabdas, dhatu rupas, etc. Keep practicing these and all the memorization portions. Okay. So that is very important, the memorization portions, because you have from the first lesson, if you see the prarthana, the subhashitani, then you have the numbers. Okay. Ensure you practice numbers also well. Like say, suppose say they give 33 and ask you to write in Sanskritam. So trayas trimshat. So you should be able to write it correctly without any mistakes. And then the last lesson, that is the numbers, that is ekam brahma is there, right? From there, that particular lesson you should memorize, because dasha avataraha, ke, they may ask a question, you need to write the 10 avataras. Then similarly, saptavimshati nakshatrani, we have that. So now in the nakshatras, they may ask, say from Swati, write the 10 nakshatras from Swati. So you should be able to memorize those 27 names of the nakshatras and in the same order, so that you'll have to write in the exam. So these are some of the portions that you should definitely memorize. Okay. Apart from that, the sandhi. I hope you all have understood the sandhi concepts well, and we have 4 sandhis. So first note, what are the 3 things that are there? Lopa, or it can be agama or adesha. This general introduction about the sandhi, and then the 4 sandhis that are there in prathama: savarna dirgha sandhihi, guna sandhihi, vruddhi sandhihi, and yen sandhihi. Know the rules of these and the explanation in your mother tongue, and at least, because there could be questions on write a note on savarna dirgha sandhi, for example, or write a note on yen sandhihi. So for that, you will have to write the rules, when will this sandhi occur, and a few examples of the same. So practice with this in mind, so that it will be helpful for you in the exam. Apart from that, the kriya pada, so how many lakaras are there, etc. So those are some of the information that you should know, and which lakara is used in which tense, whether it is present tense, vartamana kalaha, lat lakaraha, etc.
Okay.
So those things you should practice. Okay. Than anything, keep writing. Okay. Though these slides have all the notes, etc., refer them, but you need to write, you need to make your own handwritten notes. Only then you will get the writing practice. So don't just think, okay, I have the material, I can just take a printout and I can practice. Yes, for reading, revising, everything, it's good. But for the final exam, there is also a written part. So for writing, you should have good practice of writing as well. So please make your own notes, and then that will be really helpful.
Raghunandana sir, for
Yes.
Sankhyaha, will, if they ask how to write, for example, 42 in Sanskritam, will we have to write the Sanskritam form, like Dvichatvarim, and will we have to write the numeric form?
A numeric form will not be needed. I mean, based on a specific question. If the question is to write in Devanagari script, okay, that is write 12 in Devanagari script, you can write 1, 2 in Devanagari. But otherwise, say for example, if so I'm just writing in this column. So now, for example, 42, they ask 42 and write in Devanagari. You can, if that is a question, you can write this. This will be the answer. But Sankhya Nama Likhata, name of this Sankhya in Devanagari, then you will have to write Dvichatvarimshat. Okay. That's how you will have to do. Okay. So
Dhanyavadaha.
Good. Any other questions anyone else has?
Raghanandana sir?
Yes.
In the book, in the textbook, on page 56, question 4.2, it says Twagindriyam. So how do we split the sandhi?
Tvak plus indriyam. Okay. Tvagindriyam. Tvak plus indriyam. I'm writing here. So tvak plus indriyam. Okay. So it is a gesture sandhi. This sandhi we haven't learned in Prathama. But in the exercise, I think the answer for this is being given. Tvak plus indriyam. Tvagindriyam.
Okay.
Yes.
Dhanyawadaha.
Sure. Good. Anyway, I wish all of you all the best for the exams. So prepare well, prepare diligently, and face the exam without any fear. Okay. If you have attended the classes, I mean, if you have gone through the videos, listened to the videos, practiced the memorization aspects, etc., and done the exercises diligently, really the exam will be very easy for you. Okay, so please practice it. Now we still have close to 3 weeks, 3 weeks of time. So this will be very crucial in the sense that for the exam, preparing for the exam. So prepare well and do the exam well. So that's my wish from my side. And always remember the Guru Parampara, Shringeri Jagat Guru, Sharadamba, and their blessings will definitely help us learn well and also do the exams well. Okay, so that's one thing. And once you finish prathama, the next level will be there, which is Dvitiya is there. So please, I request all of you to continue learning this journey, and your aim should be to complete all the 5 levels of exam from the Suraswati Sabha until Pravesha. So that is when your learning or your entry to Samskrita world will be there. So that is why the last exam of the series is called Pravesha. If you see any other board, okay, Pravesha would be the first exam, the name of the first exam. But in Shringeri Surasat Sabha, Pravesha is the final exam. The last exam is called Pravesha. So that is when you are really equipped with all the knowledge that is required to enter into the world of Sanskritam literature. Okay. So I wish you all Shubhamastu, Shubham Bhoyat, do the exams well, and all the best. Probably this will be the last time we will be meeting formally with respect to this Q&A sessions, etc. But yes, of course, after the exam, let us see if we can have one more session or anything like that. We'll see to just know how you are able to do the exams, etc. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions before we conclude today's session? Julius Mohodaya, any questions you have?
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. No question. Thank
Okay,
you.
sure. Okay. Okay. So in general, if you can maybe just informally say about how your learning journey was going through the videos, etc. Were they useful? Did you face any issues or any challenges that were there? If anyone wants to share something, you can do it.
Raghunandana sir, watching the videos like really helped us like learn for the exam, sir.
Okay, very good.
Raghunandana sir, I learned a lot from the videos and from the textbook exercises and all that. I was really able to gain a lot of knowledge since I started learning.
That's great. That's great.
I also really like to learn Sanskritam, and I'm looking forward to learn more.
Very great. I mean that's the spirit, and I
Dhanyawada,
really appreciate it.
Raghunandana sir, seeking your blessings.
Sure. Definitely, and definitely we are all there from Vyoma, whether it's Venkat sir, Vishwanath sir, or myself, or any all the teachers. The teacher community from Vyoma is there to help you realize that dream to learn Sanskritam in the best possible way. So please do write emails to us in case you have any questions, you have any doubts, etc. We shall definitely get back to you. So because of various other commitments, maybe if you had asked some questions through email, maybe sometimes I wouldn't have answered, etc. But definitely we shall get back to you with your with answers and the best way in which you can learn, etc. Okay, so please do make use of the available resources, and definitely your learning journey, Sanskritam learning journey, will be really blissful, I will say, and you will be really happy by learning this.
Okay, Raghunandana sir. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवादः.
अस्तु धन्यवादाः. Urmila Bhagini, or you want to say something? Unable to hear you if you're.
No, not really. But when these two children talk about learning Sanskrit, I'm so worried because at that age, they are like sponge. They just catch things so fast. But then for us who are a bit not at their age, it takes a while for especially memorization. It's not that easy.
That's true. So
yeah,
okay, I'll give you a few tips. Okay, I'll give you a few tips for memorizing also.
Okay,
so this,
sir, thank
this
you.
is one thing which I also use. These are some of the techniques that I as well use. What you'll have to do is, though we have the recording that is in my voice, whatever the videos are there, etc. You can listen to it on, in your leisure time or while doing some other activity, etc. You can listen to those recordings and memorize. That is one way. Another best way is you record in your own voice and keep listening to it. This will definitely help. When you record yourself, okay, read it, practice it quite a few number of times, and then make sure that there are no errors in your recording. Okay, you record in your own voice and keep listening to your own voice. So that will help you memorize a bit faster. I wouldn't say, this kind of works for some of them very well. For some others, listening to any other recording is also the same way. Just imagine how when we listen to any of the movie songs or any of the rhymes or anything, even when we just listen for one time, we'll be able to get most of the words of it. So that means to say our mind is focused when we are listening to. So if that is the case, memorizing these shlokas is much simpler and much easier than anything. That's what I would say. So just do that, record in your own voice and listen to it a couple of times, and definitely you'll be able to memorize it well.
Okay, thank you. I think it's the negative mindset that it is not that easy to memorize. I think
that's right. That bias, if you remove that bias, yes, definitely it will be helpful.
Yes, thank you. But then, as you asked earlier, the recorded videos have been very helpful. It's just like attending in person. The only thing, if you allow me to say, is that I keep on writing emails. I don't get any answers. That's the one concern I do still have.
Got it. So I think I probably one or two emails I did answer to you, but because of various other commitments, I acknowledged that and admitted that I couldn't answer it. But definitely I shall go through my emails probably today and tomorrow, and then try to answer if there are any very important questions that were there. Urmila Bhagini.
Thank you very much. And also I have raised a few questions in the videos also. I mean, some of them have been answered, and some of them haven't been answered yet. But yes, as you say,
it's on a portal, you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I shall check, because once if there are any questions on the portals, it doesn't directly come to my email. Like when I'll have to go to the portal to see if there are any questions. I shall check that, and I shall answer them. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure. Yes. Any other concluding thoughts or anything? Iyer Mahodaya, you are able to say something? KVSS Iyer Mahodaya. Okay. Otherwise, with this, we shall conclude today's session. It was good. It was useful, I hope. And dhanyawadaha, ram. Shubhamastu. All the best for your exams. For any other questions, so please do write an email. So probably I should be able to get more time in the coming weeks, and I will definitely answer them. Ram.
Ram. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Ram Raghunandana sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ram. Thank you.
Ram. Dhanyawada.
Ram Raghunandana sir.
Ram. Dhanyawadaha.